Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So we're doing a deep dive today, and the subject, well, it seems incredibly simple on the surface. It's the tree.
Right, just a tree. But the source we're using, it's definitely not your standard botany guide.
Not at all. This is more like a philosophical text, really. It gives a single tree something like 25 different roles.
Yeah, over 25. It frames the tree as, well, an engineer, a provider, even a kind of spiritual teacher. It's quite something.
And the author, J.S., has this really interesting background, doesn't he? Master's in English.
Right. BC in zoology plus training as a transactional analyst, so you get this blend.
Exactly. Science, language, psychology, it all comes together, which explains why the text feels like this poetic hurricane, as J.S. calls it.
He actually recommends it specifically to engineers and agricultural students. Calls the lines healers.
Which is fascinating. So our job today really is to dig into that poetry.
Yeah, to pull out the concrete science and engineering functions that are sort of hidden in these metaphorical roles. Find the mechanics under the metaphor.
Okay, let's start right there. Section 1. The tree, as scientist and engineer. The text gets surprisingly technical here.
It does. I mean, take the roots. The tree is called a driller.
A driller.
Yes, because it knows how to drill into the earth. But crucially, at the slowest possible pace.
Ah, okay. So it's not brute force, it's persistence.
Exactly. Slow, steady pressure to navigate around rocks, dense soil. It conserves energy that way, too.
And once those roots are down, it switches roles. It becomes the pump.
The ultimate pump, really.
Yeah.
Pumping water from deep in the earth right up to the tips of the highest leaves.
And that's just basic physics doing incredible work. Right?
Well, yes and no. It's physics, but it's incredibly complex, the whole transpiration pull mechanism.
Right, water evaporating from leaves creates suction.
Exactly. It pulls the whole water column upwards, constantly fighting gravity. The massive ongoing energy expenditure, a marvel of fluid dynamics.
Okay, so it's got the structure, it's got the plumbing, which leads us to the chemistry. The great cook role.
Yes, the great cook. And the source lists the ingredients. Sunlight, CO2, water, and chlorine.
Chlorine, that's interesting. You expect water and carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, obviously.
Right, but including chlorine makes you stop and think. It forces us to remember micronutrients.
Ah, okay, so it's not a primary fuel like CO2, but it's still essential.
Exactly, it's a trace element, but it's vital for part of the photosynthetic process, releasing oxygen. The author's making a point. It takes more than just the big stuff.
I like that. It shows real attention to detail, not just broad strokes. Okay, this next one. This is where, for me, it gets really mind-bending. The tree as a great calculator.
And foundation builder.
Yeah, because the text claims the tree calculates the velocity of the wind yet to come. How does that even work? It sounds almost predictive.
It does sound a bit like fortune-telling, doesn't it?
Huh.
But there's a real mechanism. It's about how trees respond to stress over time. It's called reaction wood formation. Trees sense the prevailing wind direction, the typical stresses.
So past experience, basically.
Yes, but also the constant stress of gravity. They anticipate the likely future loads based on these ongoing forces. And based on that calculation,
they place their fundamental proofs, the roots and the way the trunk thickens.
Precisely. They reinforce themselves strategically. They grow asymmetrically sometimes, adding wood where the stress modeling suggests it will be needed most. It's like biomechanical engineering to future-proof the structure.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. It's calculating based on real-world inputs over time, not magic.
Not magic, just brilliant biology and physics.
Which fits perfectly with the next role, the freedom fighter.
Because it's constantly fighting gravity, right? Growing upwards despite that relentless downward pull.
Every single bit of growth is a win against physics.
Absolutely. Powered by cellulose and lignin. It's this quiet, constant struggle. And that commitment, that upward push, it really leads us into its next set of roles, how it serves everything around it.
Good transition. Section 2. The tree as a community provider and ecologist, moving from its internal workings to its external impact.
And the first roles here are fundamental for the environment. It's a scavenger.
Taking carbon dioxide out of the air, cleaning things up.
And at the same time, it's the lifesaver.
Pumping out oxygen, the stuff we breathe.
And it does this reliably. It's also called a stabilizer.
Stabilizing oxygen levels in a given area. So scavenger, lifesaver, stabilizer. It's basically a local air quality control system.
You can definitely see it that way. A living system maintaining balance.
Okay, beyond air, what about actual, food and shelter?
Right. There's a restaurant, inviting birds, insects,
Yeah.
offering fruit, nectar, a place to live,
And for us humans, it's described as a nurse.
which is such a lovely, simple image, providing shade, comfort, cooling the air around it.
That feeling of relief when you step under a tree on a hot day.
Yeah,
Yeah, that feels like being cared for. Unconditional comfort.
and that nurturing extends to future generations too. It's the Great Mother.
Making thousands of seeds, thousands of potential new trees, ensuring its lineage continues.
The source also mentions something about medicine. It eats away medicinal products or curing diseases.
Which sounds a bit odd phrased that way, but I guess it means trees are the source of many medicinal compounds.
Exactly. And collectively, a group of trees forms a forest, which itself is seen as a healing entity. It's about the accumulation of these benefits.
The source also highlights its social role for animals. It's a dining table.
Yeah, birds bring their food nuts, fruits, and eat it right there on the branches. It's a safe spot.
And even more socially complex, it's called a marriage hall.
A place where birds meet, court, find their mates. It's a central hub for the local wildlife community. Life, health, food, social interaction, all supported by this seemingly static organism.
That quiet, steady presence. The source calls it a watchman, too, just standing and observing day after day.
Yeah, and that stillness, that observational quality, it's a perfect bridge to the next section.
Section 3. The tree as philosopher and artist. This is where things get even more metaphorical, connecting all that science back to human values, maybe.
Definitely. And it starts with our design. The tree is a decorator.
Obvious enough, green leaves, bright flowers, pretty straightforward.
But then it elevates that. It's a great designer.
Ugh.
And the key word used is that it designs leaves and fruits exuberantly.
Exuberantly, I love that. It suggests like joy in creation, something beyond just function.
Exactly, a kind of natural artistry. And that artistry extends to chemistry too. It's called a color laboratory
A color lab. How so?
because it processes pigments, color agents, to, and this phrase is brilliant, dye the mud.
Dye the mud. Wow. Taking basic earth elements and transforming them into vibrant colors in flowers and leaves.
Which points to its role as the ultimate converter. It takes simple, low-energy stuff, minerals, water, CO2, sunlight,
The earth, basically.
and converts it into complex, high-energy living material. Wood, leaves, buds, flowers, fruit. It's profound chemical transformation.
Okay, from art and chemistry to wisdom and spirituality. It's called a guru.
Mostly, famously because Buddha attained enlightenment under a Bodhi tree.
Right. But the source connects it to more everyday virtues, too, like consistency.
And how is it consistent?
Mm.
By conversing all day long, which isn't about talking.
No, it connects back to the freedom fighter, right? It's
Right.
Consistency is that constant, quiet work, photosynthesis, transpiration pull, growing against gravity, day in, day out,
That's the definition of reliable presence. It's also the ultimate adapter.
constantly adjusting to climate shifts, seasons, light changes.
Yeah, it takes the stress, reads the situation like calculating the wind, and adjusts its growth, its strategy. It bends, it doesn't break easily.
Then there are the more sort of emotional roles. Love and service. It's a lover.
Because it keeps providing shelter, fruit, oxygen, beauty.
Mm.
Even if it gets treated poorly, like
Yeah.
being pruned or damaged.
It doesn't hold a grudge. Its service is unconditional.
And it respects its history. It's a traditionalist.
How so?
It does just what its parent tree, its mother tree did. It follows the successful pattern, passing on that embedded knowledge through its very being.
Ensuring the continuation of its kind through proven methods. Makes sense.
And maybe the most spiritually charged label is priest,
A priest. Why a priest?
because it summons the heavenly clouds down to the earth.
Connecting the ground to the sky
Uh-huh.
through transpiration, releasing moisture that helps form clouds and eventually rain.
Exactly. It links the terrestrial ecosystem with the atmospheric system. It's a mediator between earth and sky.
Okay, so we've gone through engineer, provider, artist, philosopher.
Yeah.
What does this all actually mean when you put it together?
Well, we started with this very poetic philosophical text, didn't we?
Yeah.
But drilling down, we found it's actually describing a highly sophisticated system. A structural engineer using reaction wood, a chemical plant running on sunlight, an ecological regulator, a community hub.
And yes, also a quiet philosopher teaching consistency and service just by existing.
The source really manages to blend that hard science, the ecological functions, with these deeper, almost spiritual insights.
Which makes total sense when you remember the author's background. Zoology, English, transactional analysis, it's all in there.
It's a genuinely multifaceted view of something we often take for granted.
And thinking about that calculator role again, that really sticks with me.
The idea of predicting future stress.
Yeah. If a tree can calculate the future winds, metaphorically speaking, based on current stresses, and then place its foundational proofs, its roots and structure accordingly.
Okay, I see where you're going.
It makes you wonder, what foundational proofs should we be placing right now for our own long-term futures based on the stresses and signals we see today?
That's a powerful thought. Very provocative question to leave people with. What kind of reaction wood do we need to build in our own lives or communities?
So maybe the next time you're out walking, take a moment to really look at a nearby tree.
Yeah, decide for yourself. What role stands out most to you right now? Is it the driller, the guru, the lifesaver, the great mother?
It could be any of them. Keep digging for those insights. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Always a pleasure.